Did you ever awake early in the morning in the summertime, perhaps right before dawn? Maybe you put on some comfortable clothes and decided to take a walk around your neighborhood. Only at this time of day does it seem that the birds sing so loudly. The sky changes from a deep purple to a rose color, and then the golden rays of a brand new day. But what I enjoy are the really bright stars low on the horizon. It is a moment which is inspiring for your soul. Hello, my name is Father Mark Hoffman, and today we are enriched to discover a gem of a window in our journey through the windows of Our Lady of Peace Church. The window is simply entitled, Mary, Stella Maris. The Catholic Church traditionally celebrates the feast of Mary, Stella Maris, or Mary, Star of the Sea, on September 27th. Seafarers have invoked her for centuries. But did you know that this title originally arose due to a transcription error? Here's 3 interesting facts about the title Stella Maris you may not have known. In the 400s AD, the great translator of Scripture, St. Jerome, was doing a bit of translating, but for some reason, perhaps a mistake or some good sense of humor, some sources indicate that he translated Mary's Hebrew name, which is Miriam, which means drop of the sea, in Latin, Stella Maris. But either due to a dialect issue or transcription error, Stella became translated into Stella, and Mary's title went from drop in the ocean to the star of the sea. But not to be upset, this translation error might have had some great insights, as this word change actually speaks highly to God's power in exalting the humble. Mary was a slight and almost invisible young girl in ancient Israel, unnoticed like a drop of water in the sea. But because of her yes to God, she now becomes the star, pointing others to her son Jesus. Mary has often been invoked as Stella Maris by those who make their livelihoods on the sea. She has been called the calmer of storms and other similar things. But what about those of us who don't make our livelihoods on the water? We can ask Mary to calm the storms in our own lives. St. Bernard of Clairvaux spoke of her in these words: "If the winds of temptation arise, if you are driven upon the rocks of tribulation, look to the star, call on Mary. If you are tossed upon the waves of pride, of ambition, of envy, of rivalry, look to the star, call on Mary. Should anger or avarice or a fleshly desire violently assail the frail vessel of your soul, look at the star, call upon Mary." And finally, St. Robert Bellarmine approached the title a bit differently. He preferred to call Christ the morning star, the brightest star of all. This allegory makes sense with who Christ and Mary are. Mary leads us to Christ, and he is our everything. Now let's look at the symbols of this beautiful window, located as the third to the left in our chapel of the Blessed Mother Mary. Let's recall that the theme of this series of the 4 windows in the Blessed Mother's chapel weaves together Our Lady, God, nature, and his creation. Furthermore, it highlights parts of a song attributed to St. Francis of Assisi called the Song of the Seasons, which for this window is assigned the verse, "Be praised, my Lord, for sister moon and the stars." The topmost symbol is the Stella Maris, the star of the sea, again a symbol of Mary, making reference to our close proximity to Lake Erie, where only 38 blocks north of here is the bay of Lake Erie. On a clear day, we can see Presque Isle and Lake Erie prominently as we look out of our front doors. Under the star, with its rays, we see 2 symbols, a crescent moon and a flower. The flower is called a moonflower, which opens to its fullest in late evening. The crescent moon highlights that God is the Lord, even of the vast darkness of the night, remembering that on the other side of the world, it's daylight. Perhaps this reflects that Mary's call to bear the Son of God happened in a dark time in ancient human history, and one, we may argue, that we have today. Because we live in times where humans consider themselves so highly sophisticated, so much so that many more now than ever question the need for God, or organized religion, as they say. It's sad, isn't it, that whenever we humans seem to progress through the blessings of God, we act as if we created the blessing, rather than acknowledging blessings come from the God above who lavishes those he loves. Interesting how humans get puffed up in self-importance. From this small window, we learn again that God calls the humble, the small, and the overlooked to balance out the brash, the big, and the popular people of society, all to call us back to remember our status as his created loved ones. Thank you again for walking with me through this window of Stella Maris. Again, please click on the link next to this video and enjoy the song Breath of Heaven by Amy Grant. God bless you.